I'm Professor Fred Ogola. I'm the leader of Concerned Citizens Movement. I'm one of the conveners. Today, I want to speak to the Luo Nation. Let me tell you, Luos, stop this nonsense saying Luos are in government. Luos are not in government. Why? Luos are not in government because the people telling you that Luos are in government, they are just a chosen few, the privileged few, who have always been privileged by getting positions by hanging on the coat of Raila Odinga. Call them Junet Mohammed. Call them Opio Wandais. You know them. They would not be anything if they have not been hanging on the coat of Raila Odinga. Anybody who has ever stood his ground and built himself from the ground has always been fought by those around Raila Odinga so that they can continue enjoying it. Now they are trying to convince you that you are in government so that they can continue speaking on behalf of Luos while they are eating, while Luos remain hungry. When they told you are in government, just because they are appointed in these positions, we are being told that now Stima in Alala Ugunja. So that power that is sleeping in Ugunja, how many of you have been connected to transformers who can actually be able to light their homes? If most of the Luo homes, the floor is made of cow dung. If Luos are only eating dust, Luos are not able to take their kids to school. Luos are not able to have good education. They are not able to access healthcare. What is this thing called being in government? If you want to know what it means to be in government, those Luos shouting they're in government, when you are standing in Migori in a dusty place, take your car, drive to Meru. Take your car, go to Nyeri, go to Muranga. Some of those people in government, they drive from Nairobi, tarmac to tarmac, until the remaining tarmac has been poured outside their homestead. While for you here, you are shouting in the government, and some of you saw tarmac when you are an adult. Like for me, I saw tarmac road the day I was going to high school. That's when I saw tarmac. And some of you are already shouting here that tarmac, tarmac, tarmac. Those tarmac you are talking about, they are non-existent. In fact, maintaining tarmac is very expensive. Now, if you are being told that some roads are being opened in Luo Nyanza, first of all, Ruto is lying, just like my brother Morara is saying, that he's just launching them and using just billboards, and there's nothing you're going to see. But if he builds them, what are you going to do with those roads? Which food are you going to transport? What are you producing that will run on those roads? Or those roads will be used to bring food from outside the country, outside the Luo nation to feed you, then they take your money. I call that capital flight. Food will come from Mount Kenya, food will come from Rift Valley, food will come from Kisii. Luos are only buyers, they are only consumers, they have nothing to produce. So what Luos should be discussing about is productivity. What are the productive segment, the economy they are going to have? Roads can build themselves with this productivity. Why are we finding that some parts of Luo land is more built than Luo? Because they are having factories. They have things that are actually being produced that needs vehicles to pass by. You cannot be able to drink the fuel yourself and run on the road. It is the vehicle that runs on the road. And that vehicle cannot run the road carrying nothing. The vehicle must run on the road carrying something. The Luo roads are only used for carrying passengers who are just consumers. So if we can only consume, we can't produce. Are we being killed or we are being made? As far as I'm concerned, building for you a road without any production, without KB, without building companies that can be able to generate jobs for young people, generate jobs for Wakina Mama. Those markets that are being built, what are you going to sell there or you are going to buy? Are you going to sell in those markets or you are going to buy? Even if you say you are going to buy omena or bambo from other places and bring them to that market, are they yours? We're even seeing some companies have invaded Luandans, buying those samakis, and they are the ones now selling the samaki to Luos. They own the lake because they are the ones who take the fish from the lake and sell to the Luos. And the Luos are sitting next to the lake because their leaders are telling them that now they are in government. We don't want to be in government. Being in government is not necessary. I can tell you very well, even if you go to Mount Kenya, you go to Rift Valley, those people don't care this word being in government. Because you are never in government, when you hear you're being in government, you feel nice. Those who have been in government knows that it makes no difference if you cannot feed yourself, You cannot educate yourself. You cannot be able to go to healthcare and get treated. That you cannot be able to get government services well. Most Luos don't have IDs. They don't have passport. They don't even know what it takes to take a passport. Those are the things we should be discussing. When Ruto goes to other parts of the country, he's promising them factories. He went to Bungoma. Look at what he promised them in Bungoma during Madaraka Day. He even promised them to open a passport office in Bungoma. For you are being told a road. A road is a basic necessity. So let us not be deceived here. The second point I want to draw here, why you should not celebrate this nonsense called being in government, is that since independence, our number one enemy has been government. So long as the government came closer to us, we suffered even more. I can tell you, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga helped Kenyatta form the first government. How long did it take to be outside government? Then after that, how many Luo leaders were killed? He called them Agris Kodek, called them Tom Mboya. They died. We have seen this trend where people think they are in government. The second government that Luos helped form was that of Kibaki. How long did Raila Odinga take in government before being kicked out from the Rainbow Coalition government? Now you are still celebrating, now you are in government. We are not in government. Then I also want to tell you very well that even if you celebrate ministers being given, let me ask you, Luos, please listen to me. Between a minister and a CDF, which one is a more powerful position? Do you know a CDF is the president of a country? General Ogola was a quasi-president because the state is conceived in military terms. And when General Ogola was a CDF, it took not too long before he was killed by this government you are saying you are inside. Investigations are not being done. You are going to know nothing about it, and you are saying you are inside government. You cannot be in a government that has killed your son like General Ogola. And I want to tell you very clearly, Luos are not in government, and being in government is useless. A government that will ever be a friend to Luos should be a government they help to form. They stay in that government and serve in that government for 5 years. I can see now Ruto is running in Kisumu's town with Gachagua. Gachagua is the deputy president. He is already crying he's outside government, but he is a deputy president. How can you not see that the second in command believes he's not in government? You are celebrating for being a minister that you are in government. Lawyers, people have not said they are in government, and they have a prime secretary. They have several ministers in Luyaland. Luos are celebrating they are in government. I think, Luos, let us listen carefully. And let me tell you what, I'm sure you're going to criticize even this video I'm talking about. Those who want to criticize me, you know so much. Luos say they know so much. Why are they not so rich? Knowledge is not equivalent to wisdom. So we need to have wisdom on how we can be able to change the lives of the people at the bottom of the pyramid. Jesus said in John 10:10, I have come that they may have life and have life to the full. And that means that Jesus came for the least, the lost, and the last. The least are the downtrodden. Are you seeing them next to William Ruto? The lost are the ones who are actually do not even know where this government is going, where it is coming from, and what they are getting. Those are lost people. Are they next to William Ruto? And the last are the people after now dust have settled, like in Luo we said, Gandawala, they are going to be given uji and githeri to drink. Then they say they are in government. How can you be in government and taking githeri and uji? So as far as I'm concerned, let these people not brainwash you. They are in government for their self-interest. Let them tell you how many jobs have they created for the Luo people. Like, for example, if you look at the national civil service employment rate, the two tribes, the first two tribes, Kikuyu and Kalenjin have taken over 65% of the public sector jobs in Kenya. Luos, even if you say you are a big, significant number, you are nowhere. Even Luyas, you are struggling with nothing. Kamba, you are somewhere nothing. That's why we are saying as young people, let us not start talking about a certain community in government. All Kenyans actually should be government, because who forms a government is the people. So this language that Luos are saying that in government is against the constitution of Kenya. Let us not tribalize this nation. Let William Ruto not cheat you on top of a car you are in government. You are not. Which decision can you make? Mbadi has become a minister for CS Treasury. He is implementing the finance bill he didn't write. He's going to implement a budget he didn't pass. He cannot be able to do anything, even add anything. Because, see, for example, if Luos are thinking they're going to get anything in this government, they were cooked. After William Ruto passed the budget, then they bring you inside government. Now, you are not in that budget. That budget is not there. The budget of 4.2 trillion, even the sugar belt in Luo Nyanza have been ignored. Agricultural productivity has been ignored. The company resurrection, which are supposed to be resurrected in Luo Nyanza, are being ignored. Now someone says, "Ntaweka barabara hapa." Your barabara is not in the budget. And I like the people of Kisumu. People of Kisumu, I love you. And I'm coming to Kisumu very soon. You have said, he says, barabara, mnasema uongo. Barabara, uongo. Continue telling him the truth. We cannot be deceived. Your leaders cannot tell Ruto uongo, but you are the ones who are called now leaders. So young people, you are the young leaders. Let's come out and tell these people we are tired of scams and lies. We want to build this our country. And I want to tell you what, we should not be deceived. And I want to warn the Luo leaders that have been brought in Ruto's government. When Raila Odinga brought you to Ruto's government, you have not understood what he is trying to say. He has fought a battle. He has won all the battles he could ever fight. Now Baba is going to AU. He has handed over the baton. He has even said, I have left local politics. He's now playing international politics. Did you not see the head of state welcoming him? Now for you, you are thinking that you are going to be in AU. No, we have issues in our country, in our counties, in our sub-counties, in our wards to address, in our villages. Let us focus on those issues. Let Raila go to AU and represent Kenya. Raila is not representing Luos. He's representing Kenya. And he's not working for Luos or Kenya. He's working for Africa. He's become the father of Africa. Not the father of Kenya, not the father of Luo. The Baba we call him, hiyo ni Baba ya hapa. Sasa yeye anakuwa Baba ya kimataifa. So let's leave Raila go. But now these Luos who have been brought in government, Raila has simply given you an opportunity upon which you need now to start looking for how we can actually march towards State House. Not that you get satisfied. It is said that where you shower, you don't dry there. So you have already been showered. Ruto has given you a shower. Sasa umeoshwa kidogo. Now what you need to do is now dress up, march out, and go to State House. You could have been talking about building a political formation that can make us also form a government so that also we can invite William Ruto in 2027 to join the government, telling him, thank you very much. You invited us in 2024. Let us now invite you in 2027. We should not be discussing about Ati Ruto will be coming to take votes from Mivogori. From where? From Homa Bay. Where from? You're telling him you're going to get vote from, say, where I come from. No. How? Because he has never been on our side. He has always been against us. Look at Baby Pendo. Baby Pendo died when William Ruto was the one leading the police offensive against them. He killed more than 760 people, 65 people in Mandamano that Raila Odinga called in 2022. Now with the James Revolution, we are now almost hitting 500 deaths killed by him. And he's now standing on top of a car telling you are in government. How can you be in government when your people are in mortuary, are in graves, and they are still mourning? We cannot be in that government, Luos. And the government should not be for Luos or lawyers or Kikuyu. Government is the government of Kenya. There is no government of a tribe. Those tribalizing these things should not work. And I want to tell you carefully, let us stop this kingpinship and this kingpinship or brokering people a community where a few people eat, everybody remains angry, then they tell you that they are your leader. We will have only leaders who will act like people wanted to act selflessly, like Greens Kodek, Tom Boyer, Robert Ouko. Robert Ouko was highly ranked officer in the government minister, but he never told Luos that in government. He continued fighting for Luo economic liberation. Agwins Kodek, the same. Robert Ouko, the same. Now some people here who are just people who are brokers all of a sudden start telling us we're in government. Did William Ruto consult Luos to appoint you to government? If he didn't consult Luos, then those positions are your personal and individual positions. They are not for Luos. And I want to tell Luos that let us work on how we can put bread on the table. Go and look for IDs. Go look for voters' card. There must be a Luo in the ballot in 2027. And if you show that you can support one of them, there are so many communities outside there who have actually demonstrated to me and given me evidence that they can support one of your own if you give them the best and brightest of your community. And this time is not even about communities. It's even young people, young leaders of tomorrow. They are willing to choose anybody from any area who can run this country with honesty, with meritocracy, and with pragmatism, offering pragmatic economic solutions for this country. We are working so hard as a team, a concerned citizens movement, to come up with the right economic models that can take this country forward, but not discuss tribal alliances, because I've told you, there are two horses. The one horse is political horse that has all those politicians, those thugs and liars you know of every day. But there's another horse called concerned citizens horse. That horse are meant of people who are leaders, who are basing their campaign on issues, economic issues, corruption issues, the debt issues, how we can get employment for young people, education, healthcare, livelihoods, comfort, and future for this country. Let us not discuss politics of tribalism. It's too late. In fact, those still discussing about Luos in government, they have not understood the meaning of the Gen Z revolution. Thank you.